I think it's supposed to be like a kitty bank. But I don't know. It might just be a regular item. But the idea behind it was, you know, like a piggy bank with, that you put money in, right? It'd be like a kitty bank. And so store money. It'd be larger than a wallet, but smaller than a money case. So it'd be kind of like an interminum for that. Or Bitcoins or GP coins and stuff like that. Like, that'd work too. But it might also just be an item. But whenever I was talking to them, they're like, yo, if you want, do a streamer item. You let us know what you want. Don't make it too OP. And so that's basically what I said was like, yeah, it'd be sick to have Wiz in the game. Wanted to prep this account for prestige and knock off the rust. Appreciate you, Hufu. I don't think I can hit that guy. Oh, oh. Scary. Y'all ever think about feet? Probably as much as the next person. I saw that Clash of Clans or whatever did a promo that was focused around feet. I was like, what the f? They had like their main person with her feet kicked up, barefoot, flexing the toes. It's like, they know their audience. Wait, can I get that guy from this window? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. One tapped him. One tapped him. It is, Curdle. Appreciate your wires. Yeah, Gray Zone, Tarkov, Beautiful Light, War Dogs. There's one more. Rules of Engagement. GTA 6. I don't think I have my keys for this map. Yeah, a bunch of different games I'm going to be wanting to play coming up, and if they're good, then I'll keep them in the rotation and we'll just play whatever we're feeling. Marathon is such a great game too. It's too bad people criticize the fuck out of it. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it was from Bungie fans. Or not Bungie fans. Previous Bungie fans, I guess. From Destiny, right? Destiny fans and how they handled Destiny at the end. Burnt a lot of people. Oh, that's a new rig. The same as that other one, just reskinned, but kind of cool. Oh, god dang. It's a lot of storage. Heard the Scar L was pretty good right now, too. Rare to find toxicity in a gaming community, usually well-adjusted, calm, rational. Yeah, I know, dude. It was so weird that Marathon got that much hate because the gaming communities are usually so logical and, like you said, rational, well-adjusted, calm. Yeah, it's crazy.
There they are, fuckers. I'm done.
Jesus, bro. Marathon got shit on because of poor oversight. But in what way? Actually, it would just surf it on. Not that I disagree. It's more so out of curiosity and what you mean by that. It's like, I mean, I've played a bunch of games that, you know, had a bunch of negativity around it, right? I've never seen anything quite like that in their art ceiling. Yep. Yep. Which, on that front, it's like I could see both sides. I could see it being like blatant, like, yo, gonna rip this person's art and or take, you know, too much inspiration out of it and then not compensate them. For a game like Bungie, that seems kind of off. Doesn't seem like that's how it would have played out. What I could see more so is a singular employee being shitty at their job and not being creative enough to come up with their own art, and so they take too much inspiration from someone else's or essentially just rip it entirely in its entirety. And it's like, regardless if that employee, you know, they're still working for the company, you know what I mean? So it's like, it doesn't really matter if how it played out. It's like that, even if it's one employee, it still is kind of the company. But they did make it right. They paid the artist. That artist said that it was all good, all taken care of. She got a paycheck. Doesn't make it right in the first place, but it also feels weird to like sit here and shit on an entire company because of the actions of one employee. I don't know. They did make it right, but the only reason they made it right is because they got caught. It's kind of like, did they make it right in that sense? Have they done it before? I mean, they got caught doing it before as well, then yeah, that's different. I haven't kept up to date with Bungie in the slightest. You know, I just re-downloaded Tark because I've been watching your 0 to Hero runs a bit too much recently. Oh yeah, I appreciate that, dude. We'll be doing some 0 to Hero challenges this week, I think. Actually, speaking of which. Oh my god, that scared the piss out of me. Yeah, realistically, even if it was one dev, they needed checks and balances with that shit. Like, how do you even check that, right? Like, that is kind of... Like, that'd be... That's AI. You have to know all reverse image search. Yeah, true. I don't think it was that blatant, was it? It was more the overall style. I'm not sure on that. Again, I haven't kept up to date with it. It was very blatant. So then, yeah, like, that's wild if it was that blatant and they weren't able to find it that way. I wonder if companies actually do that shit, though. Like, if you're working with a... Holy dude. I don't have another serve kit. Where I put my stomach on, I don't want to be losing hydration and energy nonstop. Then we'll probably fix the bottom leg because of the fracture. Might even just save it. Because I'm going to use this guy. Then we eat and drink. Then we roll out. This will be fine. This will be fine. That yesterday was your birthday? Mm-mm. Nope. Amazing how quickly that escalated. Yeah, it was when they started walking around the corner and aim punching the shit out of me. I was like, F it, I'm just gonna full auto him. I tried to go through and headshot him and how many rogues did I get in total? 76 out of 100. We put up a good amount this round. We had like eight of them or something. It's not bad. There we go. Yeah, what wasn't even close. Dude, I had like 13 HP left on my thorax there. You sneeze on me and I would have been toast. I mean, wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. All right, let's see. Oh, we did way more than... Nice. Way more than 8. This is a good round. That was a good round. A couple more of those and we'd be ready for prestige outside of completing terminal. Not the best spawn for killing the rogues. Not the best spawn. That's fine though. Does something change if I have a fracture too? If you have both blacked out legs? I think it's... You might get a little bit more damage on each step, but I'm not sure if that's true. Because running on a blacked out limb, you'd get, you know, a tick of HP per run, per like step. With a fracture, I think it would be 2 ticks. With another blacked out, with 2 blacked out legs and a fracture would be 3 ticks. That's how logically I think it would be. But that I'm not sure. I kind of think it's still the same damage all the way through. And then sometimes you'll randomly get like quadruple damage when you run. But I think that's a bug. So I'm not sure. Thoughts on the new pay to win attachments in Arena? I don't think they're pay to win. That's extreme. But... Ow, nice shots. Yeah, I don't think they're pay to win. I get that they want to have a battle pass on Arena, right? And I think it's a-okay to do that. And it's a-okay to also have it be skins for Tarkov, and you play Arena to get the skins for Tarkov. What I don't think is okay is that they're not really adding any skins and stuff to Tarkov to... There needs to be a way to get that shit in Tarkov too. It shouldn't be gate kept behind having to play Arena. The attachments you can get very similar builds or even better builds on just regular guns or regular Tarkov. So I don't think it's pay to win. Nah, I think it's lame that they've added in more skins and stuff for Arena than they have Tarkov, and that you have to play Arena to get those skins. And they have done pay to win aspects in the past on that, like the ears, the in-game ears. These guys, the TEP 300, and that face mask. So they'll create an in-game event that you or a problem in the game that They create the sickness and then sell the medicine. And I don't, that's not cool. This, I don't think was that scenario. This, they just had the skins over there that you could get. Yeah, I think ideally if they wanted to have like the battle pass and everything on Arena, you make it just to where it's skins you can get in Tarkov as well, or at least at the very least be able to buy them on the flea. Oops. Making it to where you can't buy them on the flea, that's lame. It'd be cool to have have the option to get those items in game without having to go play Tarkov. And if you wanted to play, or without having to go play Arena, if you wanted to play Arena for them, perfect. Have at it, no problem. Can you explain that again? The prestige thing. So on each prestige, you get a window and it will increase per prestige. And that window, you put items in that will carry through to the next prestige. When you prestige, it resets your account basically to like day one when you first logged in and you had like, you know, some M4s or RPKs like that. The starting gear when you first bought the game, whatever you had then. And on prestige, you get a little bit extra. You'll keep some of your stats, 5% per prestige. And so if I'll be going to prestige 6, I'd keep 30% of whatever my in-game stats were, skills rather, not stats, but skills. The stats page does carry over, but I think if I were to prestige, I'm going to just reset the account altogether. So I'm not going to carry about what I prestige over. I'm going to hit reset. I don't like that the stats carry over. It'd be nice to have like a drop down menu that'd have like prestige 1, prestige 2, prestige 3, or even break it down per wipe. The problem with resetting though is I'd miss out on like the bitcoins that I transfer over. I'd miss out on my in-game skills like my strength and endurance. I'd lose that. I really hope when the seasons drop, the battle passes come to the main game. They're supposed to. Not the exact same battle pass, but Tarkov is supposed to have its own battle pass. Yeah, I guess one final touch on the in-game attachments being locked behind Arena. I think that's the most lame part is the when did Nikita say this? A while back. I can't remember exactly when, but he said it on one of the podcasts. I think that's the most lame part is that we're already on to the second battle pass for Arena and they haven't even done one for Tarkov, and Tarkov is the full release main game. Is it gonna be free, the battle pass? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, they gotta have some type of income. So I'd understand if it. I personally think it won't be. No, I don't think it'll be free. I mean, that's okay. Well, I mean, they had the battle pass free on Arena, so I think it's a valid question. I mean, I already paid for the game. Why would they not make it free? That's BS. But that's the whole point in battle passes is so they have another form of income. It's a business at the end of the day. I feel you. I mean, with how much we paid, yeah, no, it'd be good. It'd be nice if it was free. BSG wasted too much money on marketing for Arena to have the battle pass be free. They have to have some type of income because they burned through their cash. I guarantee it, dude. The investors are going to want their money back and then some. And then you have to pay employees. You have to pay servers. You have to run a business, right? So there was marketing for Arena. Yeah, bro. They dropped so much fucking money for Arena. Yeah. They'd go to every single gaming convention and have like a main booth. That shit's mad expensive. The TwitchCon like 2 years ago, they were the main sponsor of TwitchCon. They're putting like $1 million into an Arena tournament this year. Hey, I only got one rogue. We'll see if I can't get a second one up here. He's probably already dead from the west side. Yeah. Rip. My KD since the update, I think it's like 2.5, 2.35, 2.43. Not very high. I meme around a bunch, but too much. I don't know how much the conventions and stuff cost. I would imagine it was a pretty penny though. Like to be the main sponsor of TwitchCon, I know that had to have been a ton. Had to have been a ton. And then the other conventions, they I don't know if they were the main sponsor or not, but they had a large booth, which I'd imagine also was pretty expensive. Plus you're flying out your company, not the entire company obviously, but they had, you know, Nikita and then the head of PR and Apple and or Dimitri, not the head of PR, but Dimitri, and then like several devs, and then the people that would set the booths up. And flying from Russia wasn't, you know, wasn't a straight flight. You'd have to fly to like Saudi Arabia to then fly into the US at the time, at least. It's like extra money there. So they definitely did marketing for the game. I bet going to those conventions were fun though. Like I'd love to go to the Japanese or Japan's game show. That's not it. Tokyo game show. I can't remember what it's called. The one in Japan. That would be fun. It looked like a blast. PAX is also a really good time. They went to PAX West and probably PAX East. I like the gaming conventions where there's more gaming booths than anything. Yeah, Tokyo Game Show. Yeah. Like when game developers are going to show off of their games, I think those conventions are fun as hell. Just for booth signage / display at Vision Expo costs our company $1 million. That doesn't include what it costs to reserve our booth. Damn. Yeah. So I think having the only one rogue though. Yeah, it's fine. 13 more rogues. I think having the battle pass cost money is completely logical, right? That if it was free, I'd be surprised, just because they need a revenue stream. Simple as it is. I'm very just so extremely surprised that they haven't begun to tap into, as they have begun a little bit, but into Tarkov's like skins and done a battle pass for Tarkov. Like, I mean, that would sell so much better than Arena. 13 more rogues. That's all. 13 more. Only crying about +1 ergo. I mean, it's the pay to win aspect isn't as much, but I agree with the overall principle. Yeah, I think it would have been much more well received if at the very least you could buy those items on the flea market, right? If they wanted to lock them behind Arena and Ref, no problem. Let us buy them off the flea then as well. Because I don't give a fuck about the stats. I want to be able to rock the cool looking attachments. I don't think that's too much to ask. I don't want to be strong-armed into having to play Arena to rock the cool looking attachments. And I'm worried if we don't call them out for their bullshit now, it's a slippery slope, and we're already sliding down that slope. Started with the Unheard Edition, and then with the ears, the TEP ears, and then the frozen mask thing. It's like they sold the access to it and then nerfed the piss out of it. Oh, me. Those goons, yeah. I don't know. Ultimately, it's not that big of a deal, right? Like it is what it is. Is it lame? Yeah. Is it that big of a deal? Nah. Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. It's good ammo. .32" is good. If you're playing an FPS game, 32" is just a tad too wide. Not a crazy amount, just a tad. Recently got 2K MSI. It was in subpixel all over the new monitor. What's that? I'm not sure what a subpixel is. It doesn't look good. Yeah, I appreciate you, Asami. Thanks, bro. Playing PS5 on big screen TV is like that. You gotta move your eyeballs too far. Yes. Yep. It's great for single player games, like where you're not having to worry about anyone hiding in the corner. Is it disoriented to have dual setups with curved monitors? No, I liked it, bro. You could have like it, which if you have two, it'd be like one flat and then one angled diagonally. With the two curved, you don't have to worry about having it like as sharp of an angle, right? I could spread it out and it'd be fine. I forgot that I have this chroma key on. It's for the green screen. Yeah, I've got three like all curved and I like it because you could have it further out and it doesn't make like the edges look bad or weird. And realistically, like a 32" also works fine for FPS games. It's not like a hindrance. It's more so, I think 27" works a little bit better for FPS games, but the reason I got 32" was because I wanted to have all three of my monitors the same size and I needed the extra space on the two side monitors for stream. I didn't want to have my gaming monitors smaller than the side monitors. I thought it would look weird, more for the feng shui. Wouldn't care if I wasn't in here for work all the time, right? But spending as many hours as I do in here, I was like, fuck it. I'd rather have that than care about the extra little bit of width. How you feeling about the gun changes? Haven't really gotten to mess around with the new attachments. Unfortunately. Hey, poor, appreciate you, bro. And it's with the super chat. Much love, guys. Thank you. Let's see you play on 350" monitors. I used to. not 350-inch monitors, but when I was younger, my older brother got a new TV, and for Christmas gifted the family his old TV, and it was one of those like big screen. This is back in the day. It's one of those big screens that like if it fell on you, you were gonna die. Like,
Take this, you mother.
like big ones. It oh my goodness, that scared me. It was slightly off on its like the panel, and so it showed two of everything. It had a double behind every object. There was the same object that, you know, was just slightly off. My eyes got hella used to that. Did that randomly have SSAP in it? It did. Yeah, in the 60 round mags, this is regular M856. It's not good ammo, but I want the 60 round mags. When my friends would come over and play on the TV, they'd be like, yo, how the f do you see anything on this? Like, what? They're like, what are you talking about? It looks normal. It didn't. It didn't look normal. You'd see two of everything. How much FPS you get? I don't know. 200. Flash, appreciate you, bro. Oh, man. That's an 855. PC must be a beast. It is. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have the PC I have. You move FPS sliders post unlock? What? No, I just have it disabled. Should I move them? Man, there should be a set of ground rogues. Yeah, no ground rogues, damn. All good, all good. Oh, yeah, true. Rogue on far corner. True. I didn't kill that one. Shot him, but didn't kill him. Good call. Good call. Yeah. See what's in the box over here. Meh. Yeah, it'd be nice if they did have rogues on the other maps too. Or like another map. Doesn't even have to be on all of them. Just give us an option. These guns can sometimes have BP. $1,000. I think Lighthouse is probably the community's least favorite map. Or Shoreline, one of the two. I don't mind it. But I could see why it's the community's least favorite. Very spawn dependent. You don't mind Lighthouse, but Shoreline sucks cheesy dick. Yes. Shoreline's my least favorite. I don't necessarily dislike it. It's boring. The POIs are spread out and it's a lot of running, and you get fights like off the start and then sometimes up a resort. And other than that, most of the time you don't even see like the person to be shooting at you, or vice versa. Yep. Running simulator, then sniped in one hit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think Lighthouse is more poorly designed than Shoreline. Lighthouse suffers from poor design. Shoreline suffers from lack of POIs that are worth visiting. You have like two. The farm and the resort. Humans while out and open to certain death. Yeah, they can be. Luckily, in most of their spots, they will you can get behind hard cover relatively easy. They'll yell at you and then usually you can get to cover. Not always, but damn. Not any of those turrets. I don't know if someone killed them already or what, but okay, so he gets a lottery pick this year. If we had the budget for it. Not so much budget, but cap. I'm pretty sure we are at it. So we'd end up trading it. Like a first round pick plus another one. Something like that. Because the amount of first round picks we have is crazy. Like we snag that guy from Atlanta? For like a mediocre player and a first round pick. We got his for a steal, dude. Dude's badass. I can't remember his name. Any body armor is illegal in Canada? Oh, no shit. That's weird. Oh my god, what the f... This is a very cocky peek. All right, back to the front. Yeah, someone already killed the one off the front. Actually, yeah, that might have been me. I don't think so. Actually, I don't think so. It was you? Okay, well, there we go. Mystery solved. I think I did kill that guy, and then I went to look to see if these guys were up, and they weren't. And then I went to look at the south ones, and they weren't either. That's what I was thinking of. Do certain sunglasses still show up across the map? Ooh. I'm not sure. You guys know? Or the glasses have been fixed by Giga Beef? Okay, I assume they have been then. I believe him. What's the icebreaker events? It's going to be an event that will be introducing the new map. It's like a big ass ship that they use in deep sea frozen territory where like all the ocean would be frozen or the water would be frozen and you'd have to break through it. And it's these massive ships and the front of them's like super reinforced with big ass engines in the back to push them through that ice. And so they usually will lead the way through shipping lanes to break up the ice or it will be a big shipper itself. And so Icebreaker is just the name of it, but it's going to be a ship, a map on that ship, and an event around it to introduce that map, kind of like they did with the Labyrinth map. How do you get to it? It's not even in the game yet. Not in the game yet. Damn, not very many rogues. 10 left. 10 left. Easy. It'd be a transit to shoreline in the house. I sure as hope not, dude. I think that absolutely killed Labyrinth. That's why Labyrinth is... You go to Labyrinth now and it's just... You'll be the only person on the map. It's dead. No. Because the hassle to have to queue into shoreline, then sprint across the map to then queue into Labyrinth. Just not enough people are doing that. Arena's not bad to have as a new player. Like the whole point in the replayability of this game is to get that shit, right? To you want to build up that stash space and the cases and the gear and all that on your own. And not necessarily on your own, I guess, but that is kind of the big part of it. Yeah, if they just give it to you off the start, they kind of, takes away a portion of it. It's not all of it. It takes away a portion of it. I never played Tarkov and I want to start it. Is it good at the moment or is the game dying? What do you think about it? Awkward. I don't think it's dying. No, I do think that it is at a lull right now. In terms of content and stuff. But that's how every wipe goes. Fundamentally speaking, I think the game's in a good spot. The queue times are way better than they've ever been. Legitimately, they're the best they've ever been. That was one of Tarkov's biggest issues for a long time were the queue times. I guess that depends on where you live. OCE, Oceanic region, always has the least amount of players in any video game ever. And so they're going to be the first ones to feel a lack of players. Someone said just recently, like today, that they were sitting on like a 13-minute queue or something like that to get in a game. That's way too long. If you play North America, it's still fine. It's fast. I didn't have time to go pee. You know what I mean? I stepped away for a moment when I hit Q. And as I was getting back, I was loading into the game. But it's also a big question mark on Tarkov's future because we're in unknown territory right now. Previously, they would do wipes, and that was a big replayability, a big hype moment in Tarkov, where everyone's accounts get reset back to day one, and everyone's, it's a rat race to try and progress and fight over the quest locations and build your stash back up, all that shit. Like that was a big part of the game, and they're not doing that anymore. They're going away from wipes, and the accounts we're playing on now are permanent ones. And then the seasonal accounts will be coming out in like June. And those will be the wipe accounts. And it's going to be a different version of Tarkov, not same servers. It'll be the new hype moment for Tarkov. But we don't know what that looks like, right? And so there's a world where they just drop the ball majorly, BSG that is, on adding that to the game. And it is no longer a hype moment, and if that first one fails, it'd be looking kind of bleak. But I think I'd be surprised if that's the case, to be honest. I think I'd be surprised if they just drop the ball that majorly. I think at the very least people would be indifferent to it. But it is unknown. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. I didn't hear the guy to the left at all. I heard the guy up top. Saw the guy up top. See the tattoo. Not yet. I'm going to do that on stream. I'll do that on stream. I thought about getting it while I was in Florida, and I was like, nah, I want to do it on stream. So, well, he said without wipes, this game is going to be very unfriendly to new players. Man, I kind of disagree. I think new players hardly ever start on wipe day. You know what I mean? I think very rarely a new player starts on wipe day. It's usually middle of the wipe and when people have already progressed. And the game's already just unforgiving as to new players. Like, it's already a super, super, super difficult game when it on that front, right? So I don't think having like there is the issue of people having a bunch of extra gear, right? That I do agree with it. There's more people running around with meta attachments and whatnot, but you can make the argument that early wipe, whenever people aren't running around with the meta attachments, you're going to be way more contested for any of the quest locations. Like, you'll have an easier time progressing and questing and getting that done without all the people contesting you for those locations. Should, at least. It's still going to be difficult, but it's a trade-off because the people that you would be contested against won't have all the meta gear. But that also makes it much harder for you to get that meta gear, right? One of the benefits of reset or playing an account later in the wipe is whenever you kill someone, they're a lot more likely to have something good. So, you know, it's easier to get that snowball going. The hardest thing with Tarkov is the map knowledge. For a new player running around, you don't know the spawns, you don't know the where spawns, like the PMCs, the player or the AI, the loot, the quests, right? And if you don't know that, then that's going to be difficult because you're going to be having to look at a third party website or something to try and identify where it's at. And while you're doing that, you're likely to get ran up on. I do think that having a no wipe account is good overall for the game, because I think the amount of players that will be able to experience late game is tenfold now. I think overall the casual player base is in any game is going to be far larger than the sweat lords, and the sweat lords were the only ones that were able to hit the late game on Tarkov to get max strength and endurance and all that jazz. The amount of hours it took was just crazy. So with a no wipe version of the game, it makes it to where you'll have more people that have the option for that. But then you have to have something that would bring people back. I mean, just look at RuneScape, bro. They are at an all-time high for player count because of their seasonal content. They have a main version of the game that they haven't wiped in years. It's been it's like a 30-year-old, 20-year-old MMORPG. And it's a shitty one at that. I love RuneScape, but like the graphics are hell outdated. Everything about it is super, super fucking grindy. The amount of knowledge to be good at that game is extreme. Similar to Tarkov. 20 years later, they're hitting an all-time player high count. It's a game I played as an 8-year-old, dude. As an 8-year-old. Like, hitting an all-time player count is crazy. And it's because of their seasonal content, because it's a different version of the game. And it's sped up, and you can't get it by playing the normal version of RuneScape. You have to play the seasonal. And if they follow, Diablo does it as well, yeah. If they follow like that, there's potential. I have faith in Tarkov still being around for at least another year or two, and that's a year if shit hit the fan and they didn't do any updates and they left it as is right now. The seasonal account was ass and not worth playing. The no event was worth playing. The new map's not worth playing. Like, if that's the case, I think the game at the very, it'd have a year at the very least, just because there's a diehard fan base for it. And again, that's if they don't do anything with the game. Like, surely they'll do something. You'd think. And if not, then fuck it. It was a fun ride, right? Perfect. Fun journey. Then we'll be on to the next game. Here's one for his house. I had fun with it, bro. I hope they do well. It's alpha. It's early in development, but I did have fun with it straight up. Like, I'd say I have a pretty good enough taste in terms of gameplay. If I have fun with a game, then I think there's other people that would be having fun as well. I am relatively easy to please with video games, though. I'm a nerd on that front. It's not too hard for me to find redeeming qualities in video games to have fun with. Just wish Tarkov kept its head above water a little better. Yeah. Yeah, agreed on certain aspects with that, yeah. Dude, I really do think that Tarkov's been fine with its head above water. I think they're sitting on a nice life raft. I know what you mean. I get what you're saying. But there's a reason any game that comes out is getting compared to Tarkov, right? Like, that's pretty big dick energy. Tarkov's massive success is what spawned so many games in this genre. Like, I don't think that they're like treading water. Is more so I just wanted to point out, because like he's asking if he should buy the game, you know what I mean? And whether if it's dying. It's like, I don't think the game's dying, no, but there's a question mark. There's an unknown. All the previous years, I would have been like, yes, it's solid. Wipe's going to hit. It's going to be at an all-time high player count-wise. Those players are going to dwindle out. 6 months from that time, Wipe's going to hit. All-time player high count. Those players will dwindle out over a 3-month period. And then the next 3 months, people would be like, is this game dying? It's seasonal. Yeah, I had more bullet drop than I was expecting. Or it just doesn't have enough damage. It should. Much love, brother. We'll check the rare spawns in here. I'm really only here for the rogues. I don't care too much for the loot. Yeah, Mac, I agreed with that. It is, and it's going to get even more diluted the more games come out in the genre. The game, dude, there's more games that are learning from Tarkov's mistakes and not being complete flops. And every time one of those games comes out, it does take a portion of Tarkov's player base. But that's a good thing for the consumers, dude. That's a good thing for us because it forces Tarkov to adapt and be better. And if they don't, then there's going to be another game to play.
We have casualties.
I don't know what the f just shot at me. He's gonna run up too. One tapped him. One tapped him. King, appreciate you, bro, with the 26 months, my man. Has some posts showing some of the new meta builds after the update. No, there's not really such a thing. The attachments all kind of got turned upside down. Rock what you like. There's not really like a meta, if you will. As long as you have an attachment in that slot, you're good. And they're going to be changing up the attachments again in like a month. Oh,
He's vanished?
yeah, they nerfed a lot of the attachments and like their stats and stuff like that. And so the they all pretty much perform the same way. Very, very similar performance. Whew. Did they give a reason why they did the nerf? What, to the attachments? They kind of did, but the changes they didn't really didn't accomplish what they wanted to do. They said that they didn't want everyone rocking suppressors nonstop. That the suppressors were like universally used over any other muzzle device, but then they didn't buff any of the other muzzle devices. They just nerfed how the suppressors worked, but the suppressors are still better than the other devices. So literally it was pointless and accomplished what they were trying to do. I think it was a bunch of cocaine and vodka and, crazy Bender. And Nikita's like, I have a brilliant idea that no one will like but me. That's how smart I am. Yeah, oh, I need one more kill on rogues. Let's go get that. I don't know. On the plus side, it does make it to where like more attachments are viable, and it doesn't really matter what attachments. Oh, damn it! Damn, I didn't hear that guy at all. I did not hear that guy at all. Damn, we got to run that back. All because my gun at the start would not kill those rogues. We would have had that. I think the player base's main complaint with it is that it just muddied the water on the gun builds, and so it made all guns feel meh. But now you can rock any attachment on it, but all the guns feel meh. And so I think that was people's main complaint. I appreciate the super chat, brother. The best way to get into Tarkov with mouse and keyboard, if you haven't ever played mouse and keyboard, I think Arena is the best just because you get in more reps, and so you can get down some of the PvP mechanics while also not being overly punished for deaths. In Tarkov, not being used to the mouse and keyboard and not knowing the maps and all that, like it's going to lead to a lot of deaths. Try and get there quick. I only need to kill one rogue. In Arena, you can make a mistake and you just respawn. So, but realistically, let's say you didn't want to play Arena and you just wanted to play Tarkov, you could do like an aim trainer, like aim labs off of Steam. That'll help with your mouse and keyboard skills, your hand-eye coordination, like that. There we go. Quest completed. Thought PvE would be a good start. I'm not doing arena. There you go. PvE is a great start. Great start. Because then you're learning the maps and stuff. Yeah, good call. That is right up there with arena. Because you just need to get reps in. As much as that's it, right? You just need to get reps in. Go through the motions. Yeah. What map you recommend for learning progression out of Lighthouse, Reserve, or Streets? Ooh. Streets, probably. And then Reserve, and then Lighthouse. Good for Thunder fans.